In AD 932, King Arthur and his squire, Patsy, uses coconut shells for the footsteps of Arthur's pretend horse, travel Britain searching for men to join the Knights of the Round Table. Along the way, Arthur debates whether swallows could carry coconuts, pass through a town infected with a plague, recounts receiving Excalibur from the Lady of the Lake to two Argos-Nicholas peasants, and defeats the Black Knight. At an impromptu witch trial, he recruits Sir Bedivere the Wise, later joined by Sir Lancelot the Brave, Sir Galahad the Peer, Sir Robin the not quite so brave as Sir Lancelot, and the aptly named Sir not appearing in this film, along with their squires and Robin's minstrels. Arthur leads the knights to Camelot, but changes his mind after the knights in the castle perform a musical number, deeming it a silly place. God then appears and orders Arthur to find the Holy Grail. Yes, the Holy Grail. Arthur and his knights arrive at a castle occupied by French soldiers who claim to have the Grail and taunt the Britons, driving them back with a barrage of barnyard animals. Bedivere concocts a plan to sneak in using a Trojan rabbit, but forgets to tell the others to hide inside it. And as such, the knights are forced to flee when it is flung back at them. Arthur decides the knights should go their separate ways to search for the Grail. Meanwhile, a modern-day historian filming a documentary in the Arthurian legends is killed by an unknown knight on horseback, triggering a police investigation. Arthur and Bedivere are given directions by an old man and attempt to satisfy the strange requests of the dreaded knights who say "Ni." Sir Robin avoids a fight with the three-headed knight by running away while the heads are arguing amongst themselves. Sir Galahad is led by a grail-shaped beacon to Castle Anthrax, which is occupied exclusively by nubile young women, who wished for it to be punished for misleading him, but is rescued against his will by Lancelot. Lancelot receives an arrow-shot note from Swamp Castle, and believing the author is a lady being forced to marry against her will, he storms the castle and slaughters several wedding party members, only to discover the author is an effeminate prince. Arthur and his knights regroup and are joined by Brother Maynard, his monk brethren, and three new knights, Bors, Gawain, and Ector. They meet Tim the Enchanter, a pyromancer who directs them to a cave where the location of the Grail is said to be written. The entrance to the cave is guarded by the rabbit of is Welsh. Carabanog. What a name. Underestimating it, the knights attack, but the rabbit easily kills Bors, Gawain, and Ector. Arthur uses the holy hand grenade of Antioch, provided by Brother Maynard, to destroy the creature. Inside the cave, they find an inscription from Joseph of Arimathea, directing them to Castle Arg, Castle as I say in the movie, and warning them of the legendary black monster, a cave monster whose location of origin is obscured by a screaming sound. In an animated sequence, the black beast devours Brother Maynard, but Arthur and the knights escape after their animator unexpectedly suffers a fatal heart attack. The knights approach the Bridge of Death, where the bridge keeper demands they answer 3 questions in order to pass, or else be cast into the Gorge of Eternal Peril. Lancelot easily answers simple questions and crosses. An overly confident Robin is defeated by an unexpectedly difficult question, and an indecisive Galahad fails an easy one. Both are magically flung into the gorge. When Arthur asks for clarification on a question regarding the airspeed velocity of an Olin swallow, the bridge keeper cannot answer and is himself thrown into the gorge. Arthur and Bedivere cannot find Lancelot, unaware that he has been arrested by police investigating the historian's death. The pair reach Castle but find it occupied by the French soldiers from earlier in the film. After being repelled by showers of manure, they summon an army of knights and prepare to assault the castle. As the army charges, the police arrive, arrest Arthur and Bedivere on suspicion of the murder of the historian, and break the camera, abruptly ending the film.